What's up, YouTube? What's good? I wanted to demonstrate my practice session for me doing choreography for the Chris Brown Summer Too Hot. However, I'm gonna give you some tips that you can probably utilize for your next practice routine session when you're coming up with dance routines. Sorry about that. Try to make this a more informative video than my prior videos. I'll probably still do a showcase of where I'm at versus where I'm about to end. I'm hoping not to do this for too long. I'm almost done with having a proper routine or proper steps down for the routine. So at that point, it's just more like just putting energy behind it and then being confident in each move, so on and so forth, which I'm probably gonna add a little freestyle in the mix of all, not mix, but before and after all that. So, some things that I do when I practice my choreography. One, I took the entire day to listen to the song. I heard the song, I wanna say 10 times since that's released, until today, where I had it on repeat. When I was walking to work, I was legitimately thinking of different moves I can do for said lyric and trying to figure out, okay, the rhythm, the timing of how long it takes for when he says this word, what type of space do I have before I move on to the next transition or the next combo, the counts that I want to do, so on and so forth. Two, the second step I have is, if you're a lyrical dancer like I am, look up the lyrics. Sometimes you don't know what they're saying. I don't know what Chris Brown's saying when I have listened to him multiple times. I'm still surprised of oh, that's the word he chose instead of that word. Okay, so now I gotta switch things up and match what it would mean for said, beat. Third tip that I have is to practice it. Freestyle as much as you can. You don't have to write down exactly what steps you taking. It's actually ideal to do so when you're going to do this at a later date or showcase this at a later date in case you forgot, or record yourself practicing it, whether put it on YouTube or another platform, and yeah, get your ish off. Step 4, facial expressions. Something that is a lost art is you want to have facial expressions to coincide with the steps and the energy that you provide in your routines. You can't go dancing doing that, or the most common of all dancers, which would be getting the moves out. First, you want to do facial expressions, and then it adds to the energy of what you're trying to provide. So if I were to get more energy out versus prior, where it was just lackluster in a sense, or if I purposely make it smooth, do that. 5th step, and this will be my last step for this video before I get into the routine of everything, make sure you have intervals throughout the choreography. Breaks. Sometimes you want to go fast, sometimes you want to go slow, sometimes you want to match the tone of the audio, and do you about it, per se. Just find ways to have that rhythmic, because you don't want to go fast all the way through, depending on if it's a minute long, a 3 minute long choreography. You want to go fast, you want to entertain the people by entertaining. You want to give them that roller coaster effect. You want to give them that, okay, I'm fast in this moment, but I'm slow in this moment, or I might pause instead of actually give a slow moment between my fast, so it kind of gives that offset of okay, it's a constant shift of things. It's kind of like when you do video editing, or when people do video editing, I should say, and they have splices or cuts. It's kind of that same sense of okay, the cuts is a way to let the audience know that, hey, something is engaging, something happened, something moved. It keeps them in that loop, versus dancing, you don't want to just keep doing this all the way through, because this will get tiring. You want to go switch things up and make it more interesting before you move on to the next thing. See what I mean? And then bonus tip, just a random bonus tip, have fun. This can be stressful. Real choreography, you're supposed to pick it up within, I want to say roughly within an hour if you have a very high level advanced version of it. I'm not to that degree. Some choreography I can pick up to that degree, but not advanced ones. Timing and then watching the teacher and so on and so forth. I'm only doing this because it's fun for me, and I used to do this a lot as a kid where I just make my own, to a degree, choreography that I will always change up every time I do a freestyle, but it gives me a good foundation, a good base to go off of when I do these dances. So when I want to impress somebody, it's like, oh, I know what's about to be said. I have these tiers of list of what I want to do in said moment. Let me just find a string of combos to hit them with. And that's it. That's all I really got for you guys. I don't want to make this too long, but I do want to kind of like showcase how I am practicing my choreography. So why not? Let's go into it. I'm gonna blast the music. I'm sure I get copyrighted, but you know, give y'all what I'm slowly going through. And also make sure you wear comfortable clothes and you stretch before and or after you do said routine, because you want to make sure your entire body is good, stretched out. You don't feel stiff in certain places when you do explosive routines, because it will showcase in what you perform. And it's better if you stretch it out and loosen it all up, because then it gives that flexibility to do certain moves that you thought you couldn't do before. So actually, matter of fact, let's make that into a second video of me showing you guys the routine. So yeah, let's do that, so that way this can be savored without copyright free. Another one, if it happens to be copyrighted, then you know it is what it is. All right, see you guys. Peace out.